All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Pitejo from the Ninth Age forum, and this evening we'll try and defeat the technology monster by hosting a web live stream game with two armies from the Quick Starter, with two very prized guests that we have with us this evening. And these are respectively PTG Hyper G and PTG-Lucky-Sixes. Say
yo 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 yo.
Woo woo. So that means that the audio is working for PTG Hyper G as well.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good night, good day, wherever you are.
So I'm really happy to have the two heroes of proxy table gaming, which is a great channel in which these two guys just take whichever models they have available and they use them to play whichever armies they feel like they want to play. And I guess that it's kind of strange to have them on Universal Battle, where the concept of a proxy isn't really existing. Oh, look at that! These guys have been having a conversation in the chat that everybody's going to be able to read now.
Fantastic.
Nice. So we all we all know what you think about the host now. All right, that's going to set the scene for the interaction.
That's a pretty epic drink you made yourself.
Well, you know, I need courage for the event. Actually. It's not going to be really great for multitasking, so the idea is that I'm going to try and take care only of the technical side while Lucky-Sixes and Hyper G play the game. And what I was thinking is that I would interact with the chat and see whether there's comments or questions or, I don't know, stuff like the background music is too loud, we can't see a thing, you know, audio problems. So I'm gonna go into the chat right now and see whether there's some comment on the on how the whole thing is functioning, and this will give you the time to choose between the two of you who is going to present his army first. All right, let me have a look at the chats. All right.
Up to you, Hyper G.
Lucky-Sixes.
Oh, look at that!
After me.
Look at the people we have here. That's amazing. Hi, Delogica.
We got one.
Not bad.
One person.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Matt. Yeah, say hi, everyone. So the music level is okay. Thank you. That's great feedback. I needed to know that. I tend to overdo it with the music. So hello from Little Joe as well. Remember, for some of you, I might know the forum name. Some of you might not have a forum name to begin with. And yeah, so in that case, Maisuna will be you all. Somebody just said. Amazing. Nice. Charobe. And yeah, so let's see. It seems like everything is working fine here. So I heard that you must have decided who's gonna go first. So tell me everything. Where do we start?
Okay. Right, well, Lucky-Sixes have decided that it's over to me, Hyper G.
All right, Hyper G. Much honor for you.
Okay.
So you are presenting us.
Basically,
I
am presenting Quick Starter Daemon Legions.
So tell us about it.
Yes, very excited. Okay, well, the first thing I need to say is I am not a Daemon Legions player, so this will be very exciting for me. But I'm massively looking forward to seeing the Quick Starter Daemon Legions. They look absolutely brilliant. Basically, what we've got is a very small group of units, as is Quick Starter, and hopefully they're combining a little bit of everything, basically. Would you like me to talk about the units one by one, or should I just talk about demons generally?
Whichever way you like, as long as you keep it in, I don't know, 4 minutes, so that we can move to the game, because otherwise we're gonna lose these guys. Like, you know, they want to see the bloodshed between the PTG guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll go through I'll go through my units. Basically, I'm led by a harbinger or harbinger, however you say that. I've never really worked it out. Demon is my general, and also my main wizard caster. When we get into the game, I'll explain what spells he has with him, which will hopefully tip the battle in my favour. Also, we've got 2 infantry units, both 10 strong. We have the Myrmidons, and another unit which escapes my memory what they're called. Hang on, bear with me. Anyone step in?
Look at Lucky-Sixes, like, you know, not giving you a hint, like not even if it was pushed under bus. It's like he doesn't want to.
He's on his own. He's got his army. I've got mine.
That's what you call a friendly match.
Yeah,
we're friends.
If I actually put them onto UB? Shall I put them onto UB so that people can see the units that I'm talking about, or is it not time for that yet?
Well, that's because you're assuming that I'm not doing this already through the extra powers of OBS Recording Studio. Free software, of course. Free software, everything, always. So no, I have them on the map. Yeah, thank you. I have them on the screen. Actually, this is a good dock insight for the question. Can you see the images on the video? I'm asking the audience here, and can you read anything from the PDF with the Daemon Legion army? You can write it in the comments so that I know how to deal with the when I show the rules on screen as well. All right, so that's for the chats. You go on, HyperG.
Sure. Great, excellent. Yeah, so they can see the units that I'm talking about, which is fantastic. Also, the third main unit of the Daemon Legions in the quick starter is a unit of Hellhounds, 5 strong. Very excited to see how they get on. They're sort of my go-to unit for getting me out of a bit of trouble, basically. What we're going to be seeing is 3 different units, each with 3 different purposes, which is a great way of just introducing you to the army of Daemon Legions, because it's going to show you a little bit of everything and give you a chance to see how they work and complement each other alongside the Harbinger, who's obviously going to draw it all together and absolutely destroy all of Lucky-Sixes' army. Which is probably a good point to say over to you, Lucky-Sixes, unless there's anything in the chat that people would like me to expand on.
Brilliant transition. Do you have questions from the chat? No, the chat was just giving us the most important information, that the material is readable on screen. So that's good. The information is nice. Okay. Excellent. So then in the case, you had made an excellently smooth transition to Lucky-Sixes, but then I crapped all over it. Sorry about that.
So I will take you on to the Asklanders. So we've got they're a subsection of warriors. They're like an auxiliary army book from the normal rule set, and they've been transferred to the quick starter, which is great. We start with an Asklander chief leading the army, and the mage or the wizard called the Sid Kikena, and he's that's how you pronounce it. That's the official way, I think.
Yeah.
He's got 2 spells. So whereas HyperG has 1 guy leading the whole lot, I've got 2. So to see how that plays out. I've got Asklanders, who are just regular marauding chaps. Some Huskars, who are the main dudes with some shooting, and then some, I think they're called Wargs, are they? Wargs, who are gonna do the chisel of the whole battle.
I'm
telling you now, they're going to be man of the match. FYI.
It's like forecast.
The numbers are sorted. They're the man of the match.
Actually, you know, I really like the idea. I think that we should ask everybody in the chat right now at this point in the game to name the man of the match, and you know, just make your bets. I'm gonna put the 2 armies here on screen.
I mean, I I have told you it's going to be the Wargs, but okay. That's
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You
if they decided that they're brave enough to disagree with you, it's like I don't know why anybody would want to do that. We have to ask Hyper G why people do disagree with you. But he's an expert.
No, he's usually right.
But yeah, so now at this moment I have the two armies, Daemon Legions and Asklanders on screen, and I just wanted to point out that it's easy to recognize the general for the Daemon Legions. The imps would be the one in bluish, the myrmidons would be the one in reddish, and the dogs are the one who's 5 of them. Same thing for the wargs. That's the one. There's 2 of them. The Setkanna, I think it's the one with the glowing hands, because of magic. Don't immediately go into the bad interpretation. And then we have these 2 units of 15, and I think that the best way to make sense of that is that the marauding chaps, which is also going to be the new official name of the Asklanders.
Yeah.
The marauding chaps are the one who are wearing less armor, and the Huskars are the one. Actually, if you look at the models later on, you're going to see that it more or less represents the equipment that they're wearing. So, for example, the Huskars have the shield and the throwing weapons, and the other guys, the marauding chaps, have the paired weapons. And actually, the Myrmidons.
By the end of the battle, everything will have a new name. By the way, I'll call everything completely different. But that's.
Wait, it's great that this is going to be recorded so that we can track, the evolution of names through the game, through the show.
Well, the imps didn't even start with a name. I forgot what the imps were called. So there you go.
So we get an amazing suggestion by somebody who must definitely be an elf player, who says, "Don't fight, love each other." Like Giorgio and Piero, always like Giorgio and Piero. And okay, so somebody is naming Huskars as the name of the game. Oh, and then people start meeting each other into the chat and hugging each other. I love this game. Is spreading the love. Yes, all right.
That's it, mate. That's what it's about.
All right, exactly. So in this case, what do I do now? I remove the images from the various armies, and I go myself into Universal Battle, because we're now finally ready to start the game after 5-10 minutes of technical issues, and after 10-15 minutes of I don't know exactly what that is, what we just did now. Introduction. Something like that.
I think one of the big differences between the 2 armies, if we're sort of looking at it as an introduction thing, is Hyper G is going to have a lot of quite resilient with the Aegis save, the 5-up, but not very many numbers. Whereas I'm coming at him with loads of numbers, loads of ranks and things like that to sort of a bit of safety in numbers sort of thing. So we'll see who comes out better, supposed quality, or my better numbers, and the Wargs, of course.
Yeah, it is true.
You won't have more numbers after turn 1.
It is true that that every Daemon Legion infantry unit has 1 more rank, and actually this is a very good point to clarify before we start the game. Is that in the quick starter rules, this is not the quick starter rules 2.0, it was like this for the previous quick starter as well. You count a rank even if you only have 1 model behind the first rank. You don't need to have 5 to have the rank bonus. So that means that you count a rank even if you have 5 wide formation and you have 6 dudes, you have 1 rank after the firsts. So yeah, they are the larger numbers mean a lot. Looks like Lucky-Sixes is happy about that. All right, this is gonna be bloody. Are you gonna shake hands virtually in your mind, for the for the All right, this is gonna become a meme. It's gonna be counter-interpreted. Like Gomio is gonna make screenshot and put text under that. This is gonna be bad. Alright, so let's start a game. 21-21 where I'm living. It must be 20 past 8 at your place. But we can now start, and the starting point is loading one of the pre-made maps. We can also place terrain pieces one by one, but why do it? It's like it's one click. If you save the map in advance, you're gonna be able to just load it like this. All right, and the same way you can load the map, you can also load the armies. So you can go on and load your pre-made armies too.
I think we've both loaded up our armies in the same place on the map, so I will go first. There we go, incoming. Here be demons.
Yep.
I'll go over to the left, as is tradition. There we are. There are 3 units of demons. Currently I have my character in with one of the units, so over to you, Lucky-Sixes. Bring it on.
Good.
Over to me, so I'm just loading up the winners of the battle. And here we go. You've moved them over there, and that's where I put them to. So, right. Wow. So these guys.
All in the middle.
Alright.
And
so I'm moving around.
and I've got some teams. It's going to beat you, by the way.
Yeah, we have some
lovely job.
large spell counters. Yeah, so as you see, sometimes depending on how you save your army, you might change the intended table of the size, the intended size of the table, but that's no big deal because you can very easily rescale it in whichever way you need it in posts. But you're gonna lose your spell token. All right.
That was myself and Lucky-Sixes not following your instructions properly, wasn't it?
I mean, you never do. You guys never do. That's I would have been disappointed
No instructions?
had it been otherwise. So now I'm locking the map, and this means that you can roll off who's gonna choose the deployment zone then.
Be the 5.
Comes out with a 5.
Yeah, starting strong, mate.
No.
Oh. 4. Oh yeah.
Oh, that was exciting.
I'll deploy first.
All right, so
Well,
we're starting with a big fight. I'm liking that. So
right. So I choose sides.
yeah, which side do you want to go?
I'll choose the bottom.
You can't do that.
This is not going to be an easy game.
We're left to right, you fool.
Yeah, actually, these two bars are indicating whether you're gonna the deployment zone there.
I will go on the left side.
You're gonna be on the left side, like that is great, because I just positioned the webcams randomly assigned left and right, and now you chose left, and it's gonna look fishy. It's gonna cast a shadow on the entire game. Everybody's gonna think that we have we had already decided that, even to the repeated roll off. All right, who cares?
Give the appearance of planning. That's what we do.
That's a very important skill in life, appearance of planning. All right, so in the quick starter, when you choose sides, you also deploy your entire army directly, and then the opponent.
He would have done that anyway.
He would have, he's that
me.
type of guy.
Anyone who watches the
any of our videos, that's all I do. I just deploy first, and whatever happens. So that's perfect.
Plus, that's in the character of the army anyway, so it fits too. Good.
Right, so Huskars can go here with the mage. Just moving around.
Yeah.
I'll put him there in a sec. And the fighters, the marauding chaps, can go there with the. Let's do this.
Yep. So as you can see. I'm giving this information to the chat. As you can see from what Hyper-G has done, you here have the general, the Demon Legion, Demon Legion. What? The Demon Legion general is in the unit of imps of Myrmidons, and it's replacing one of the infantry models. So when you add a character to the units, instead of creating this ugly, you know, 2 ranks and then 1 dude in the back type of unit, you replace one of the models in the unit with the general. This is one of the very few differences between the full game and the quick starter, and it's intended for a variety of reasons, including, like, you know, aesthetical aspects of complete units, not having units of 9 models, which then kind of force you to put the character into one or the other of such units, blah blah blah. So actually,
and I think that Lucky-Sixes will now need to do that and possibly have that explained, because he wasn't there when we talked about that the first time round.
Okay, so
so Lucky-Sixes, you see where my Harbinger is in the unit at front?
Yep.
I have the character in the front left, and I've taken a model out of that unit and put him at the back of the unit rather than at the back in the unit.
Okay.
That's the way.
So it's still the same footprint.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So the idea is that when you have 15 dudes and you add the character to them, it only means that one of these guys goes back into the reserve and is going to be replaced by the character when the moment comes.
Like that?
Like that, yeah. That's good.
Yeah. And if the character were to die, then a model would come
They
back.
won't die, don't worry about it.
Exactly. All right. Yeah, we're going
Cool. So that's you deployed then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
over to you, mate.
Okay. Okay, so I'm putting out the Myrmidons on the right side of my center, and I'm going to put the imps next to them, basically. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the imps. They have a shooting weapon, energy bolts, which is a ranged 24-inch, strength 4, AP 0 shooting weapon, 1 shot each. So I'm thinking that that is going to be quite a useful tool on this particular battle, because it's probably the greatest ranged weapon on the battlefield. We know that the Asklanders Huskars have throwing weapons, but they are only 8-inch range. So I'm thinking that I'm going to try and use that to my advantage a little bit. Whereas I can't particularly hang back too far, because I imagine Lucky-Sixes is going to be coming at me no matter what. But that would be talking way too much tactics. Don't want to be talking too much tactics, because I mean, you know, Lucky-Sixes will use that to my doom. So I'm going to stick the hell.
I, on the other hand, have no tactics whatsoever. So I'm just going. That's the warrior's way, isn't it? Really, I'm just going for you.
Actually, I have to say,
my tactic really in the whole thing is to win. So that's, I don't know what you want to do, but.
and I mean, out of 6 drops, that there's 0 inches away from the deploying line. It's like there's not even 1 unit, not even half an inch behind the.
No, we're here for a fight.
We're into roll. Rock and roll, mate.
Then in that case, let me remove this deployment zone lines. And
the chat may see some circles next to my units. That's because I've got like reminders of the special rules.
Yeah.
Basically, some of those circles mean that the units have got Aegis saves.
Yeah.
Others of those circles mean they've got the special rule to demonic and things like that. They're just sort of reminders of the special rules that I've got of each of my units.
Great.
In case you're wondering.
All right. By the way, this lone dude here, you might want to this lone Myrmidons in the back. You might want to put it simply, for example, here in this area there. Yeah, exactly.
There you are. He is gone.
When the Harbinger is dead, you can replace it with that guy. Lucky-Sixes can do the same, or just keep the overlapping guys like on top of each other that he had put there. As long as we remember, yeah, that's going to be fine. All right.
No problem.
So I'm gonna show something to the viewers here. We have this hourglass here in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You have the pre-game sequence and the turn sequence here, as a reminder, and this means that player 1, so the first active player, which is Lucky-Sixes because you won the roll, can go through the charge phase, movement phase, magic phase, shooting phase, and melee phase, and then we move to the charge phase of the second player, first turn. All right, so we're going to use this to know where we are in the game, and I should be able to track that. If I forget to do so, you can remind me, either you two players or our friends in the YouTube chat. By the way, before we actually start, so that I can I'm laughing at myself because I was gonna say so that we can give some planning time to Lucky-Sixes. What? Does he need that?
Nah, don't worry about it.
But you know,
I'm good
just
to go. I'm good to go.
checking into the chat. Oh, okay. No, looks like everybody is asleep in the chat. Okay, that's fine. I think everybody left.
They're bored. They've all fallen asleep.
Oh, that's cool. All right, good. So if you have questions, I'm gonna be looking at the chat every now and then. All right. So, Lucky-Sixes, here you go. Time to kick some ass.
Absolutely. Right, so no charges.
Okay.
Should we talk about the overall goal? Sorry, because quick starter rules mean 4 turns, and whoever's at the center wins at the end of the battle. Is that right? That's what we're playing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's yeah. It's
obviously if you can destroy your opponent's entire army, then you will win by default. But quick starter basic rules: go for the center and kill, and hold it basically.
Yeah,
and it's 4 turns to promote quick fire battles.
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the turn, you would put a meter in here. So this is like for how's it called? 6 inches from the center of the battlefield, and so anything that's within the 6 inches from the center of the battlefield, which means that you can put a meter of above 12, and then use that as the diameter of the thing. Everything that's in this area covered by the meter, as I'm rotating it, is going to be counting as a scoring unit, no matter how many models are left. The only thing is that it doesn't work like this if you are a lone character or a single model. So chariots and individual characters don't count to this end. And yeah, that's how you calculate who wins at the end of the 4th turn, which, by the way, is the reason why in this hourglass here to the top right you have the 5th turn in grey, because in the regular quick starter games you have a 5th turn, but in the pre-made army list quick starter games you only have 4. All right, so that can be confusing, but I mean, you haven't seen the rule book yet, so of course it's going to be confusing. That's okay.
Which I have to say is something to look forward to, guys. I mean, myself and Lucky-Sixes are very privileged to have been part of this and seen some of it early. But it's really something to look forward to. So, really looking forward to this.
That's a really nice thing of you to say, because the documents that we give them is in a layout state, which is like it's like colors, comments, scratch, straight through text, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, well, you'll maybe have a sneak peek of that if I look up some of the rules during the game. That might happen too. Cool. All right, movement phase.
Looks like
Lucky-Sixes.
Lucky-Sixes is coming at me.
Guide us.
Absolutely. Using the old wargs, the man of the match, to go forward as much as possible. So I'm just gonna. That's as far as they can go. So I'm just gonna wheel to be in line with that. That's where I want to be. And then, so, Hyper G, come on, what's up with that? So
I've got the Murphys behind me. I'm gonna win.
So that is 15 inches. I can't believe it. I can't believe no one's. Come on. Where's my support, guys? Come on. Right. So we're
Nobody likes
onto
you.
there. I know. Yeah. Life and wargaming. That's it. So your movement will what? What movement?
Everyone loves a cuddly demon.
All demons are
So I'm
cuddly.
not going to allow that. I'm going back 3 inches.
I am a movement 5 across the board for demons, infantry.
You think you
Whereas
can?
the
You think you can beat them? Go for it. So I'm movement 4 with my Asklanders, I believe. Yes. Oh, they're not movement
Yes.
Mark 18. So I'm going to move 8 to there. Perfect. Perfect. And I'll move 8 to there. Perfect as well. This is wonderful. Supreme tactics with this. Right. So we go there. So
It looks like you
what I'm
thought
doing,
about it,
guys, thinking and using tactics, I'm going to try and use the hill as a bit of a cover from these shooter guys for my main block of Asklanders, and then the Huskars are coming out to a bit of zoning, you know, shoot anything comes close, don't worry about it, and the Wargs are there to get man of the match. So next phase.
Here we go. Magic phase.
Yeah.
I'm following.
Magic phase. Perfect.
Lucky sixes. Don't roll a d8, whatever you do.
D8. Right. So I have
Don't
how
roll a
many
D8.
dice?
So you roll a d6, and depending on the d6 that you
D6
roll,
quick
you can
answer.
look at the info of this horrible pink oval, ugly-looking thing with a potion in the middle and all crazy numbers at the top and the bottom, and you look at the info
yes.
of these flux cards, and you're gonna see how many magic dice the active and reactive player.
It's so easy. It's so easy. It's brilliant.
Ah, you got
right,
one.
so,
All right.
One, which is 4 active dice and 3 reactive dice.
Yep.
There you go.
Yes.
So since you can only roll this result once in a game, you're gonna get a blue star in here, and that means that if you roll a 1 later on in the game, you will have to re-roll it again. So you have the white numbers over here, and Hyper G has the red ones, the same way that Hyper G has the red numbers on the hourglass. All right.
Yep.
4 versus 3.
Yeah, so I'm going to use all 4 dice to cast Hand of Heaven, which is a damage spell, which has 24-inch range, and the unit it cast on is D6 hits with Strength D6 and AP 2, and that's AP is going to be really helpful. All against the dogs. So it's going to go against these chaps here. So I'll roll my 4 dice. Good roll.
Yep.
Okay. Well, as you have used all 4 of your dice, I no need to worry about a second follow-up spell. So I will have no choice but just roll my 3 dice and hope I can beat that. There you go. So we are equal, are we? Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That bites.
UV
Result.
dice, eh? UV dice. Come on.
No lucky sixes for you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Just
That's
enough
all right, I'm
my
still doing
ability.
Just to soften the blow, let's just like distract ourselves from this ugly fact. I wanted to tell the audience that if you don't know that you can use this line of sight button here. So for example, if you have Hand of Heaven and this is 24 inches, then you can select the mage and then click on this this thingy here with the black square and the 2 red lines shooting off it, and then you can select that and the second, and then you can see whether you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches, the first blue line, 12 is the second, 18 and 24 is the last. It's the last thing that you see here. So that's how you know immediately if a target is within the range of the spell. But I have to say that now that I hovered the mouse over this button, we do have the black box staying put again, and that's probably because I didn't download the latest Universal Battle version, so my bad. Now we're gonna have this black thing over here this enables line of sight on model and bases, black box on screen for the rest of the game, and that's entirely my fault because I asked Lorenzo to fix it. Lorenzo fixed it, and then I didn't download the most recent version of the game. I'm not gonna go out of the room and then back into the room because all sorts of crazy things might happen, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Too risky. So sorry to the audience. Never mind. All right.
So on to the shooting phase, and my shooting stuff is out of range because it's only 8 inches.
Only 8 inches?
Only 8, I know. Oh, God. Family audience. So we are on to combat, and there's nothing into combat, which I think takes you over to your turn, Hyper G.
All right, nice.
Thank you very much.
Just for par condicio, I'm gonna say that.
Yes, a fan. Thank you.
You've got some support.
Yes. I'll take being the man on.
He's changed his mind after turn 1. What were you playing at? Okay, well, I am not going to declare any charges. I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm not even going to measure the range that I would have needed because I'm not interested in that. The reason being, I do have ranged units and I don't need to do this quickly. What I am going to check though is just the movement of the wargs, which, as Lucky-Sixes probably mentioned at one point, is 9 inches, which means he would need approximately 13, I would say, to each of my units, which means he only needs a 4 to complete a charge. Now that means I've basically got to deal with the wargs or accept the consequences, basically. So am I prepared to do that? Now I should mention at this point as well that although I've been talking about the ranged abilities of my army, there is no stand and shoot charge reaction in the quick starter game. So, and as well as that, quick starter points have been adjusted accordingly to reflect the lack of stand and shoot charge reaction. So for anyone thinking, well, you know, if the wargs charge the imps, I'll have both my turn of shooting and also a stand and shoot charge reaction. That's not going to be the case. I will only have this shooting phase to deal with the wargs from range. Yeah. So I am going to bear that in mind, and in doing so I've got to decide whether or not I want to move them back a bit and suffer the -1 to hit from moving and shooting. I'm well in range of the wargs, which I will demonstrate for my shooting. As I said, I'm 13 inches away for the charge. So it's going to be a long-range shot. I start hitting at 4s, so if I were to shoot at the wargs where they currently are, and if I didn't move, I'd be hitting on 5s. So if I were to move back a bit, I'd give them a longer charge, but I would only be hitting on 6s. And we all know that I am not the one called Lucky-Sixes. So perhaps I need to think about just going for it with 5s, and I am going to go for it with 5s. We'll see how much damage I can do to the wargs. I'm going to stay put, basically, with both of my infantry units and say, come and get me. Now the Huskars are on Lucky-Sixes' right-hand side at the bottom of the screen, and they do have throwing weapons. So I am a bit concerned about them, especially as my Hellhounds only have 1 HP each. Although they're Res 4, Resilience 4, they could struggle if they actually find themselves being having thrown weapons sent their way. So the most that Lucky-Sixes can do with them is move forward. Actually, in fact, so I need to be aware of that. So as boring as it sounds, I'm sorry everyone watching, I'm just going to stay put for the moment and see what happens. I know that I've got magic. Yeah, sorry Lucky-Sixes, I know you'd like me to come nearer.
You know, I have to say, it is okay to stay put if you make a case for it that's going to be useful to the next generation of players. That's like, if you just stay put and you don't make an argument for it, then Lucky-Sixes is completely allowed to trash talk you like for at least 1.5 minutes But with that level of
If
like,
you're bored,
Yeah.
that's gonna be very useful
Yeah.
to the new players, and that's what the quick start is about. So yeah, good, acceptable
Yeah.
in my book. For
Good
Lucky-Sixes, it's still gonna be not acceptable, but yeah.
no. It's never acceptable. Unless you're high elves, in which case it's the perfect time.
It's expected, actually.
Yeah.
Not even acceptable.
No, they move backwards. Yeah, so I'm being as boring as they can, especially from a demon perspective, and I'm just staying put and waiting to see what happens. I have double checked my spells, and I said I was going to mention them. I have got one spell, Wrath of God, which is a ranged spell, a ranged damage spell. So that is the one I'm probably thinking of doing to assist in my ranged damage ability. So with that lack of movement phase, I'm going to move on to the magic phase. So thank you very much for moving that little token. I do like that. So we're going to roll a d6 and see what flux card that I get. So 2, it is ever so slightly a greater one than Lucky-Sixes got. So it's 5 versus 3 for me. I'll just put that into there just to remind myself.
Can
Well,
I
thank
can
you
I
for
make
adding the
like
start as
a
well.
boring aside on how this thing is built? This table is built because there's a logic to the table, because we wanted players to be able to remember how that works. So the idea is that results 1, 2, and 3 on a d6 give 3 reactive dice, and results 4, 5, and 6 give 5 reactive magic dice. So you have small phases and big phases, and within each of these groups of 3, the active player either gets +1 or +2 or +3, or again +1, +2, +3. That's the logic behind the table. That makes, even if you don't remember, you don't have to remember it by heart. You just have to, like, you know, get the logic. 3, 5 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then +1, +2, +3 for each of the 3 results in between. I don't know. That might be less helpful.
Just to add in a complication, my computer's just shut down. So if you want to do some talking, just to be really, really good. So yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say
That's fine. We can still hear you.
Maybe some thought, about what sort of things you might be doing in this magic phase.
I'm gonna
It's okay,
save.
Lucky-Sixes.
I'm gonna save this game
okay.
immediately. Gonna
Harry,
save.
I'll be
Yeah.
over to you. What are your thoughts going into? Do you think it's going to be a good magic phase for you?
Well, I mean,
you told us to start talking, and now you haven't shut up.
That's normally my way, to be honest with you.
All right, now we all know which kind of operating system you're running.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I
Others
saved.
are available.
I saved the game, and let me try and get in here immediately again. And yeah, you should be able to get the
He'll be back.
yeah, get the information there. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I basically am having a bit of a decision to make anyway, because I've rolled 5 magic dice against Lucky-Sixes 3.
Yeah.
Now, looking at my 2 spells, I've got the 1 damage spell that I mentioned, and my other spell is actually a movement spell. Now, an advanced move, 8-inch spell on one particular unit of my choice. Now, based on my gloriously active magic movement phase, you would suggest that I don't really need a movement spell at this stage of the battle. So Lucky-Sixes would know this. So there's not a lot of pain in me even throwing a smoke screen of that. So I will wait until Lucky-Sixes rejoins the actual proper battle. But I'm thinking of basically just doing a similar tactic to what Lucky-Sixes used on me, and going just for the damage spell. But the decision I have is Lucky-Sixes failed when he was 4 versus my 3. I have that extra 5th dice to play with, but do I want to risk the increased chance of rolling a miscast on that magic spell? Now, a miscast is basically rolled when you roll 3 of any one number. So a triple, so for example, triple one, triple two, triple three. And the more dice you roll, the more chance you will get of rolling a triple. So, although in theory it is best for me to roll 5 dice, because that means I've got a higher total, I do risk consequences doing so. And it looks like we've just got Lucky-Sixes back into the battlefield. Is that right, Lucky-Sixes? You're back,
Absolutely.
baby. Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
baby.
he's back. That was an
Okay,
excellent
well.
usage of the available time. Great. Just for people who don't know how
Yeah.
the miscast looks like in the quick starter, we have simplified it to 2 outcomes. When you get a miscast, because as Hyper-G said, you roll 3 of a kind, you have to roll a d6 to see what type of miscast you get. And with 1, 2, 3, you cannot cast the spell anymore for the rest of your life, like ever, and even in the fantasy
Ever.
battles game. No, just for the game. It's not written in the rules, but it's just for this game.
Oh,
And with
okay.
4, 5, 6, you suffer the wizard model, the caster suffers 2 hits, which wound on a 4+ with armor penetration 10. Right, so that's the miscast.
Yeah. So, of course, bearing that in mind, I'm going to go for 5 dice, because, hey, we're all here for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So, let's do this.
Bring it on.
Boom! Beat that, Lucky-Sixes. Oh, he's gone again. Oh, no.
Yeah,
You with
I've
us?
gone again.
What's going on, Lucky-Sixes?
It's yeah, my laptop's a little bit hot, you know. It's those dice have killed my.
Oh, no.
I'm sure that had you rolled 1, 2, 2, 2, and 3, his laptop would have been just
Yeah.
fine. It's like
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
The whole of
And
chat
for
saw
some
that
reason-
roll, didn't they?
Unbeknownst to me, my laptop's gone. But I will again.
That's officially
And,
the best roll I've ever made. Just saying. So
but you know
please don't make me re-roll that.
the Universal Battle dialogue thing shows that the Lucky-Sixes left comes immediately after the rolled 5d6 with those dice
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah,
we
Yeah,
have a
it's like-
witness.
they-
You know the thing when players, like, you know, when the kids are hiding behind the table and say, no, I didn't see the dice that you just rolled, like, you know, those type of players.
yeah.
Preempted that.
Yeah, that's Lucky-Sixes then. He's one of those.
I tell
Yeah.
you, while I'm doing it, because there'll be some shooting and stuff that Hyper-G can do. Do you want to roll for me? Because I completely trust that your dice on UB are going to be better than me. So if someone rolls for me, that would be great. Give me some time, you know.
Yeah, that
triple one.
can be done.
Lucky-Sixes unlucky.
So Hyper-G had a well, I can proxy in for Lucky-Sixes so that because it would be really bad for Hyper-G to roll a 666, and, like, you know, that'd be bad. So I can do that in the interest of keeping the game
Yeah,
flowing.
I'm happy with that.
Despite the stuff, and
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
4, 5, and 6.
Ooh,
Look
good
at
effort.
that. That's nice. That's a great roll.
That
That's
was a
just
good
because I'm
effort.
doing it for somebody else. But still, you have 7 more than
okay.
that anyway. So I got 15, and
Sure,
you got
that's
22.
Good effort there. Brilliant. I should have mentioned, really, that I am casting Wrath of God, which, you know, is my damage spell. I
Yeah.
kind of talked about all the spells that I've got and then never actually mentioned that I was going for that particular one.
Actually, you know, when you
But
declare,
hopefully,
when you declare the casting of the spell, you can take the token and you can say, "I'm casting Wrath of God," like here or wherever you want
Yeah.
it to be cast.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. So I will tell you about Wrath of God now that we know that it has been cast. It required a 9+, so obviously I managed that just by a couple. And the description of the spell is: choose a point on the battlefield within 24 inches and in line of sight of the caster. Each enemy and friendly unit within 2d3 inches of the chosen point suffers d3 + 1 hits with strength 5 and armor penetration 2. So obviously this is kind of like an area effect magic spell. So I need to find a spot that my caster can see within 24 inches of him, and preferably one that is going to affect all of Lucky-Sixes units. So I'm basically going to go for about there, pretty much, if you can see the tape measure.
Yeah.
And let's get a nice little boom. Please tell me if for some reason I'm doing something that's illegal.
No, that sounds great.
No.
That's your
Okay, it's great. So that is where I'm going to aim.
That looks a bit too efficient.
Oh, wait. So, yeah, you're right, because it has to be within line of sight of the caster. So the idea would...
so just on top of the hill, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be like...
There you go.
Yeah, kind of here, if you don't...
So I can't see over the hill, basically, so I couldn't have gone...
Yeah.
For example, I couldn't have placed it there, which would kind of be over the hill. My caster can't see that, so he's going to have to go on the hill, which I'm hoping is going to get the wargs, the Asklanders, who are directly behind the hill, and with a decent roll, I might get some Huskars as well.
Yeah, just as a concept thing, I wanted to say that the way you know that there's this line of sight issue is with by looking at this small thingy here that looks like a madeleine and looks like a cookie thingy in the hill, in the square of the hill terrain piece, the top right. There's this round token, and if you get the info, you can see that the line of sight can be drawn onto and down from a hill, but not through it. So that's why the spell can be cast over here, but cannot be cast past the hill. It's just for saying that this is how you get the information about the rules in the game, from these tokens with the rules inside.
Yep. So we're going to see how many of Lucky-Sixes 3 units I can manage to hurt. So I believe I roll once the 2d3 range, and then whoever is in that range will suffer some hits. So I'll be rolling 2d3 now. Oh!
Good!
Oh!
Yeah. Come on!
That stings! Ouch!
So, am I even going to get... Oh, I am going to get the wargs. So that's 2 inches in that direction.
All right.
From the centre of my red X, I guess. Remeasure. Yeah. Oh, it's tight. But you can see I'm not managing to hit the Asklanders.
Ouch.
And likewise, there's no chance I'm going to hit the Huskars. So it's somewhat disappointing outcome for me, but it could have been worse.
You've used all your dice in that one roll.
Well, you know, roll a 3 now.
Indeed. So yeah, just to
get your
check,
vengeance.
Just
now we have to
D3
roll
plus 1 hits.
Yeah.
To find out how much damage I do to the wargs. So there we go. Oh.
Average.
There you go.
Average.
So I was rolling a D3, so it is actually 3 hits.
We can see it because
a D6. Yeah, of course you can.
Because here it tells you that it's a D3, and actually for people who don't know how to roll a D3 in Universal Battle, you just click on the dice button and then you select what type of dice you want. This 6 that you see here, you make it become a 3, and then you can roll. For example, I can roll a D4, for example, right? Oh, Lucky-Sixes wants permissions to roll dice. Should we give him permission? All right.
Well, I'm not bothered. He's rolling bad enough that I don't need to roll. So it's all good.
Hey, I got a magic spell off. What are you talking about?
On there.
So, actually, you won't get to roll any dice anytime soon anyway, because I am rolling 3 hits, and I am strength 5 on this magic spell, and you are resilience 4, so I'm going to be wounding you on 3s. Such is the chart of to wound. So there is my roll. Boom, boom, boom. So that is 3 ups. And the wargs have 4 HP each. So I've done 3 wounds to you there, Lucky-Sixes. Now, the spell had AP penetration 2. Now, wargs do not have any armor. So therefore, the fact that it was AP 2 didn't actually make any difference to the saves of the wargs.
Yep.
And
so it was straight up 3 wounds.
My laptop's turned off for the 3rd time in a row. So I'm happy to be here on the chat, but I don't think my laptop can take this level of abuse.
Yeah.
So again, after you rolled 3 dice and did 3 wounds, so talk to me about that. But yes, so I don't know whether you would just want me on the chat for a bit, however you want to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So,
if you take over for me for a little bit, and then I'll give him some stick, and then when my laptop cools down a bit, I'll rejoin.
yeah, actually, what I'm thinking is that I could also sub for you if I create my own units on top of yours, and then you remove yours later on. But you would need to have your laptop functioning to do that anyway. So if your laptop functions anyway, then we can maybe give it another try and see if it's working for you. Anyway, I don't know.
Absolutely.
You can try that. Let's.
I apologise to all the viewers as well. All the technology, hey,
never mind.
when it works, it's
Never
great.
mind.
It's okay.
We carry on.
I'm sure that all of the 3 viewers that we have, and that possibly also counts me as the streamer.
Hey, nothing wrong with having 3 viewers. That's how our channel carries on.
Yeah.
Indeed. It's gonna have a lot
it.
of offline views rather than during the stream itself. Yeah. But in any case,
so,
I guess that
I'll try one more time and then we'll see where we're at with it.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's good to know that it's a nice thing to separate the chat on the mobile and the gaming on the laptop, so that if one of the 2 fails, at least the other one is going on. So that's good to keep in mind for the future editions of the live stream. Because yeah, I'm sorry guys, there's gonna be future issues of the live stream. That's gonna happen again. We're gonna inflict this on the community again and again.
Yeah.
Until they start appreciating.
Yeah,
Well,
Lucky-Sixes will be dropped though.
So one
Get 'em out
chance,
of
you're
there.
out. Yeah.
But in any case, you didn't have
So,
any more rolls to do. I guess that the magic phase is done, and
It's
then
over.
we can move to the shooting
I do
phase.
have shooting, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
Very
time
much
for a
so,
reboot,
and,
actually.
Yeah, definitely, because I'll talk through what I'm now thinking with shooting. I mean, I've kind of already pre-measured it, because it was very much a factor in when I decided to not move, as I talked through it at the time. I didn't want to move backwards and have a -1 to hit modifier for moving and shooting. So I stayed put and risked the oncoming charge of the wargs in the attempt of hopefully damaging them enough to reduce their effectiveness once they got to me. So I'm going to try and reduce their effectiveness a bit more, and hopefully make use of the fact that I didn't move by rolling my energy bolts from the imps and hitting on 5s. Now I am strength 4, so any that I get through from hits.
So you're hitting on
will be
5s
wounding
because
on
you are
4s.
past the
Hitting on
12
5s,
inches
yep.
mark. All right, Mark.
That's correct. So the energy bolts are range 24, and therefore they would be in short range if they were within 12 inches of their target. But as you can see from the temp measure, they're 13.2 approx away. Therefore, they will be at long range, which means a -1 to hit modifier.
Yeah.
So
Actually, Hyper-G,
I have,
for you, something useful is that you don't need to use the tape measurer. If you select the line of sight button and then you click on the imps, you're going to be able to see this blue line that gives you the 12 inches mark. And you can very quickly...
You explained that earlier, and I did wonder about that, because it's not something I even knew existed. So
yeah, that's the... I mean,
very cool.
I stalked Lorenzo for quite a long time until he uploaded this feature in the game, and we are very grateful to the man for doing that. Because actually, something in the game that's quite time-consuming is checking the range for each individual model. Because you have to check that each individual model has the target in range and in line of sight. And with this tool, you can just, click on each individual model, and you can see whether you are in range and in line of sight as well, because you have this 45 degrees lines shooting from each of them. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that's really useful.
Nice. I love.
Okay, so I am at long range. I have 10 models in the unit, which means they're each shooting once, and they are therefore 10 shots. So I'm going to be rolling 10 dice. And as we've mentioned, I'm hitting on 5s. So let's hope for an above average roll. It is an above average roll. Look at that. Going well so far. Interestingly, if I had moved back, I would have got 3 hits with 6s, but I'm not worried about that because there is 1 5. So I've managed to get myself an extra hit by staying put. And I've hit 4 times. So that's excellent news. And we're going to see a to wound roll now. So as mentioned, I'm strength 4 with these shots. The shots are AP 0, but as has been previously mentioned, the wargs have no armor, so that wouldn't have mattered anyway. So I'm now going to roll 4 dice and hope to get a few 4-ups. Oh, it came back at me. So yeah, my above average roll on the hitting has turned back, and I have caused 1 wound by wounding on a 4-up. So slightly above average on the hitting and slightly below average on the wounding, but crucially it is 1 wound, which will finish off the last wound on one of Lucky-Sixes wargs, because they have 4 HP each.
Yeah. So Lucky-Sixes.
Oh, you're talking again now, are you?
You came back to the game just in time to remove one of your models. Isn't that sad?
It's even more impressive that they're going to be man of the match from here. Actually, that's the big thing.
Now that's the spirit.
Also, I've got to say hi to Matt as well. Hi Matt, who's just texted me saying say hi on the feed. So hello. He's my new chum in Warhammer.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say hi. I'm going to say hi, Matt, as well. So you know.
Yeah. I'm now using, by the way, just so the viewers at home know, I'm using peas from the freezer to hopefully cool down my laptop. So it's big technology issues will be resolved very soon.
Electricity and water works really well together.
This is
okay. Well, that'll be next time. Next time my laptop dies, I'm just pouring water on it.
This is a very ancient method used by the Babylonians.
So you killed
Yeah. I did.
Well, quite rude, sir.
Yeah, ouch.
So I will remove them now, or him. That was Terry the Warg, by the way.
Terry the Warg.
And that's a shout out to Terry Flaherty, who beat me the other day. So Terry the Warg, see you later. Dead.
Gone. Good. Okay, great. So that is my shooting.
Okay, which means that then we have no melee phase, I guess. And which brings us to turn 2 of the first player, so of the Asklanders, charge phase.
Right. Well, coming at you. So, well, I would, I need to chat. So what I'm thinking is, I need to get you down in wounds. Keep you back there is good. So I'm going to charge the warg into your shooters, sir. Your imps.
Of course.
Now you can't stand a shoot, as we've already talked about. So how do you react, man?
Well, bearing in mind that I cannot stand and shoot, I have the special rule demonic as well to factor into it, which means that my 2 options, which would normally have been hold or flee, are actually reduced even further because demonic means I cannot flee. So my 1 option remaining is to hold. So I will defiantly say hold.
Good. That's what I was hoping for. Right. Now, that is all my charges, though. I'm going to let you off this turn. That's all my charges. So, let's charge. Let's see if he charges, shall we?
Yeah, so you need a 4 or 5, depending on what the range remains as.
So a quick little question, just to think, are they Swift Ride?
Sorry?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Are
they Swift Ride?
No, there's no
Do
Swiss.
they roll?
There's no Swiss stride in
So
the
just two dice.
it's just
Yep.
two
That makes it
dice.
easy. Simple.
Yeah.
That's actually good thinking.
Mm.
And once again,
so-
everything has been recosted to account for the fact that you don't have this type of rule. So yeah, you are, by the way,
Brilliant.
this is one of these moments where it's really useful to use this line of sight model, because if you enable the line of sight and then you click on the WOG, then you see that the imps are clipping for like, I don't know, maybe a number of
The 13-inch.
yeah, pixels, but they are within 13. They are not beyond the line of 13. So they're not at 14, they are at 13. And the advance of the wargs is 9. So that means that it's a 4 that we're looking for on the 2 dice, not a 5.
Agreed.
Yeah. But obviously, if it was 13.1, that would be over 13 and 14.
Yeah.
So, I would say that's clever positioning from me, but that's just me. Okay, so we're on. I'll roll the dice. Shall we see what happens? 6.
Yeah,
They're
there you
in.
go.
Bam, he's in.
Ready
I'm
to start.
delighted.
So I'll move them. I'll move them to there. Beautiful. That's what a wonderful
Moved him off
sight.
of his unit
Ta-da.
template, but okay.
No, that's fine. I just won't move that. That's fine. Don't worry about it. You see all these problems. Right. So we're next up. We're going. So there are no more charges. So I am going to move these chaps 8 inches forward. Maybe not 8. Maybe 6. Just a simple 6. No, we'll go back even one more. See where the cojones, eh? And we will move these equally as many things. Wonderful job. That's my movement done.
Nice.
Well done.
On to magic.
Well, actually, if I can make a tiny comment, the fact that you have this 6 inches area where you know that your scoring units are going to count for the victory condition means that the kind of aggressive play that puts units in the middle is kind of privileged. So staying back in the first couple of turns is okay, but actually in this situation here, at some point I see those Myrmidons and Hellhounds having to do something. Yeah, looking forward to that.
At some
Don't you worry about it. I got it covered. It's fine.
It's all planned. All right, then the charge phase is done, movement phase is done, magic phase. We roll a 5. And the 5 means
Let's see if you can actually cast something this time.
7 active versus 5 reactive.
So yeah, so that's 5. So I've got many dice. Ooh, right. I'm gonna go straight out the block. 4 dice. No, 3 dice. Yeah, we're getting risky. On Evil Eye.
All right.
To reduce your
Tell us
movement.
about it.
And that, sir, and sirs, and madams, is going on the. Well, we'll check. How? What's your movement of your dogs? So your dogs are in. Dog again. I'll do it on the Myrmidons. Don't you know?
Sorry, tell me what Evil Eye does.
Minus. How much? Minus 2 advance and minus 4 mark rate.
Okay.
There you go. 3 dice. Boom. What are you gonna do, sir?
What am I going to do? That is a good question. So, I am going to allow you to have that.
I thought you'd do that. So
then in this case,
on
you
the-
should put exactly that one on the Myrms. Cool. Ha.
Just to let you
Evil Eye.
I'll put it.
You evil person, you.
You've
No, I can't see
fell
my
into my trap. You see. Because now there's 4 dice on Hand of Heaven on your dogs. What a
Good
roll.
roll.
What a roll. Is it cast?
Right.
Cast on a 5+, so that is cast. Beat that.
Easily
will ya?
cast. Oh, okay.
Okay.
This
Right,
spells
well-
with disdain, kind of like with the 21.
Yeah. Oh, God. So we're on to because there's no shooting in range because as you can see, 11 inches. I needed 8. We are on to the combat phase.
All right,
We are.
zooming in. All right, here we
Right.
go.
So.
Haha, great. So
Right,
you're
Wargs.
agility 4.
Agility 4. Yeah. So we are offensive 4 as well. So we're going first because your agility is 3, I believe.
I like that you're saying we. You know, I killed the warg. You're singular now.
Well, he's as good as 2. This guy, he's as good as 2. So he's going to
Okay, fair enough. He did well.
go, and he hits pretty well. He hits 3 of the 4 because on my offensive was 4 and your offensive was
2.
2. So he would hit on 3s. Now I'm strength 5 and your resilience 2. So I'm hitting on 2s. So 2 wounds, sir.
Wounding, yeah. Okay, so I have no armor, because demons don't tend to favour armor. I say don't tend to because some demons may have armor, but you know, you'll get to know that if you become a Daemon Legions player. But what the demons do have to their advantage is something called an Aegis save. So very much looking forward to rolling this. I'm Aegis 5 up, so after the armor, which I have done, I'm going to roll 2d6 for the 2 wounds, and if I roll 5 ups on either of those, the wound is negated. So I'm very much hoping that I do that. Ow!
No rest for the
No,
wicked.
so I have failed to roll 5 ups. No, demons are going back
See you later.
to where they came from. Yep, so 1 demon.
The man of the match
One
quest
move.
begins.
Yes.
That's how the legend
I'll
is
move in
born.
from that side. Just because of I want to attack back now. So I will attack back, and obviously you've already seen that they are my shooting unit, so we won't hold up too much hope for this. But I have 6 models in contact. That's 3 in the front rank and 3 in the second rank for supporting attacks. They each have 1 attack each. So I am offensive skill 2 versus Lucky-Sixes 4. So it's kind of the opposite effect, me attacking him. So I'm rolling 6 dice and I'm hitting on 4s. There you go. Not bad at all. Well done, imps. So I've hit 4 times. And similarly, I do not have the same strength advantage as Lucky-Sixes does. I'm strength 2, and that is against the warg's resilience 4. And because there's a 2 difference to that, it does mean that I'm actually wounding on 6s. So my chances of getting wounds through are diminished at this part. But I do have 4, so maybe I'll get a 6 in. No, no 6s in there. Wow. So gutted about that. I was hoping to sneak a wound through and maybe hold the combat a bit.
That's why your username is Hyper-G, not Lucky-Sixes. I remember that.
Indeed. Yeah. I'm rolling a lot of 4s and 5s, but crucially no 6s. So we now have to work out the combat result. And if you see me looking away from the camera, it's because I'm just scanning the rulebook just to make sure that there's no differences to the rules, the full rulebook compared to the quick starter rulebook. But I'm sure will be corrected as we go. Now, I believe that most of the combat rules are the same as they normally would be. I've lost 2 models to Lucky-Sixes 0, so that puts me at a 2-0 disadvantage to begin with. Lucky-Sixes got the charge into combat, so that gives him an extra +1. That's 3-0 to him.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at all the other things that you are used to seeing, that would be the end result. However, we do have something called steadfast, which people will be aware of.
Well, you do have a
if they're
rank.
familiar with the rules.
You do have a rank
Yes.
bonus, because even if it's not complete, then it still counts as a rank after.
Of
the
course,
first.
you did say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sure.
that's
So actually,
reducing
I
the
do
3
have,
into a reducing a 3 into a 2, actually.
Yes. So even though I lost 2 models from that rank, it still counts as a rank in Quickstarter. Thank you for that reminder.
Yep.
So I do have 1 combat res bonus from that, which means I lose 3-1. However, I'm just obviously that's still a loss, and I'm just checking steadfast rules.
Yeah. So no, there's no steadfast in the Demon Legions demonic rule. So the demonic rule, if you click on this gargoyle demon demonic thingy here, it does say that when the unit loses a combat, it suffers a wound, no saves allowed for each point of combat score by which it lost the combat. So that means, I mean, it doesn't even look exactly like the demonic rule that you have for the full game, but you know, you have to understand that we cannot introduce in the pre-made list something that's different for the vampire covenant and for the Undying Dynasties and for the Demon Legion. So we decided to do the simplification like that, which means that in your case, the man of the match, it's chipping away at 2 more imps, actually. Yeah.
So I lost 3-1, and therefore 2 further demons die without any saves. So well done, Warg. But as a consequence of having that 2 models dying, I do actually not break from combat or anything. I'm sticking there in anyway, so that's a good thing. Well done, Warg.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a pity, because it seems like Lucky-Sixes cannot enjoy this moment, right? Because I don't see him anymore. Are you there, Lucky-Sixes?
Oh. Yes.
I am here.
Ah, you are here. So, but we just don't see your webcam then, right?
Hey, by default, that means all the demons come back.
Yes.
Did something happen with your phone that we lost the video connection? Is that possible?
So technology.
Oh, so the audio is chopped as well.
Yeah.
So either he's having troubles with the cell phone connection, or he was too excited about the fact that the Warg put 4 wounds and didn't take any, despite, like, you know, getting a round of shooting and a round of magic. Yeah. No, all right.
I think so.
I see that it's trying to reload the camera now. There's participant's internet connection is unstable, and participant's laptop is unstable. Yeah, his mood is fine, but yeah. All right.
Okay, he's just put into UB that he can try chatting via the text in UB. Can the chat see what is written in UB?
Definitely.
I think we should just press on.
Yeah.
Press on with what we've got.
All right. Yeah, so you should definitely keep on going there. I'm gonna just remove the video from the feed just for the sake of my own computer, but as soon as he's back, I can put the video cam back on. All right. I mean, that's still a reasonable level of technical difficulties. It's kind of it's okay. Could have been worse.
Never mind. You still have me.
All right, good. So the then that means that the combat, the melee phase is done, and then we now move to turn 2 of player 2, charge phase.
So we have to see how the Demon Legions can react to this setback. Now, it doesn't bode overly well that I did manage to wound the Warg with 6 demons attacking it. But what we'll perhaps should have planned for is the fact that I can't actually see the warg to countercharge him, because I have nothing that can see the warg. So it's not like the imps have got any help coming their way. So we're just going to sort of have to just press on, really. Now, I have to figure out whether I want to risk a Lucky-Sixes talking trash. We have to see whether I want to risk a similar frontal charge with the Hellhounds into the Huskarls. I don't think I want that, to be honest with you, because the Huskarls have defensive skill 6. They have a 4-up armor save, and they're pretty high agility as well. Whereas, you know, the Hellhounds, while they are a mobile unit that I certainly wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley, they probably can't take a frontal charge into the Huskarls, so I'm going to rule that out as an option. The Myrmidons, however, they're a little bit more fighty because they are strength 4 and offensive skill 5. And they also have a special rule, devastating charge, strength +2. If I were to manage to get a successful charge with the Myrmidons, then I would be strength 6, which is nothing to sniff at all. However, of course, I do have the problem that it's quite a long charge. It's 11 inches between my unit and Lucky-Sixes on the hill. And also, I've had Evil Eye cast on me, which, if you remember, reduces my advance rate by 2. Therefore, that 11-inch distance is effectively a 13-inch distance, making my movement 5, meaning I would need an 8 in order to charge that successfully. And that is not really something that I think I'm wanting to do at this time, I don't think, because I think I would prefer to damage Lucky-Sixes a little bit more before I go for it. Plus, I know for a fact that Lucky-Sixes won't be prepared to just sit on the hill. He will literally come at me with everything he's got. So I am going to... yeah, I'm going to stay where I am, sort of, except for I'm just going to move these gentlemen 2 inches. Yep, 2 inches to there. Now, so you'll see what Lucky-Sixes is saying. It seems a bit odd being trash talked by text. But, yeah.
I'm just bonding with the one who's off the video call, just for like.
Lovely, good stuff. So what I've done is I've wheeled my Myrmidons so that I can now actually see the back of the warg for a potential turn 3 charge into the flank, if my imps manage to hold matters. Whereas I've also played it relatively defensively in terms of not going too far towards the middle and risking my doom. Meanwhile, I've already decided that the Hellhounds can't necessarily take a frontal charge into the Huskarls, but what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to march them up a little bit. So let's go 3 inches to there. Now let's go. Oh, let me just undo that. Sorry, folks. That's now 5 inches moved. And now another 3 inches. That's 8 inches moved. And now let's go. I've moved 8 inches, which means I've got 8 left. I'm going to go 6 further forward. Now that puts me out of the Huskarls' line of sight, and I've got 2 inches remaining. So staying on the board very narrowly, a wheel to that for my full 16 inches march. Now I am aware that the Huskarls have throwing weapons, but I'm prepared to see what happens with that one. I can't really leave the Myrmidons to take on both units of infantry, I have to make use of the Hellhounds. So I'm sort of going to use them as a threat to the flank. And that is my movement phase.
All right.
So I haven't really paid any attention to what Lucky-Sixes is saying in the chat. So feel free to update me. Otherwise, I'm just going to move on to the magic phase, if that's all right.
Please do. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted.
He'll try. So I'm going to roll a d6 for my magic phase. I've already had number 2. I'll roll a number 1 this time. Okay.
All right. Fun.
So I'll just check the flux card for number 1. I believe I remember it. It is 4 versus 3.
Yep.
So similarly to last time, I'm actually fairly happy with my position movement-wise. So at this moment, I don't feel I need my other spell, which is Dance Macabre. And so I'm going to put all 4 of my dice into the same spell that I used last time. And hopefully I will manage to get more than 1 unit this time. Because I'm going to place it there. Apologies for the cough, I'm getting a bit croaky, but that's because Lucky-Sixes isn't doing any of the talking.
Actually, you
So
know, you
that
can
is where I'm
also
going.
put the Wrath of God's token where you put the cross. Actually, it's a way, especially since he's
Sure.
not hearing what you say. That can be informative as well. Maybe for this type of
There you go.
spell, I should put a dot at the center of the token so that it's clear where you measure stuff off. Anyway, all right.
Sure. Yeah. Actually, a quick question for you.
Sorry.
In regards to the spell.
My bad. I removed the thing because I thought that you were gonna put the marker exactly where you wanted the spell to be cast. Actually, sorry. I jumped the gun.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Actually, can I place the marker over a unit, or does it have to be next to a unit? I can't really recall seeing that. And
No,
normally you would, when you're placing a marker on something.
You can do that because so from the universal battle point of view, there's no problem, and from the spell point of view, it just says choose a point on the battlefield within 24 inches and in line of sight from the caster. So that's
great. In that case, I'll do that then, rather than risk missing both of them.
Yeah.
So if you want to do what you said with the point, then feel free. But
no, that's fine.
otherwise-
We get where this is going to be cast. That's cool.
Okay. So let's roll 4 dice. All of my dice going into it. Beat that, Lucky-Sixes.
Got
He failed.
through.
Excellent. So I'm going to see the distance that the spell affects. So 2d3. Just double checking it is 2d3. I really don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, 2d3 inches. So there we go. A little bit better this time round. So I've gone within 4 inches. I think technically I could have rolled a double 1 again and hit both units, but you know, just
Yeah,
playing
definitely.
by the proper rules.
Yeah.
And it is D3 plus 1 hits for each unit affected. So I'll start on the Asklanders. Just 1, so that's 2 hits on them overall because it is D3 plus 1. So we'll roll those out first of all. So it is Strength 5, AP 2. So let's roll those. You are Res 3. Yeah, you're Res 3 with your Asklanders. So I'm wounding on 2s. So that is 2 wounds. Your Asklanders have armor 1, which would be 6 up. And I am AP 2 on that spell. So I have taken away your armor on those Asklanders. Killing 2.
Yeah.
Yep, 2 dead Asklanders. And that is 2 less for the demons to deal with later. Right, okay, so I'll move over to the Huskars. And of course now I roll 1d3 plus 1. Oh, okay, so what Lucky-Sixes is possibly getting up there is you got to take one guy. Yeah, I think what Lucky-Sixes is saying, because he's got a character in there, does he regain that extra model back or not?
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it works. If the character dies, then you get that guy back.
Yeah, but while the character's still there, you don't get that extra model. Yeah. So what you've done now is correct. Lucky-Sixes. Yeah, so the Huskars, D3 plus 1. Another one! Ugh! Just want to kill them all. So this is going to be 2 hits on the Huskars as well. They are also res 3, so I'm going to be wounding on 2s rather.
Uh-huh.
And I've got 2 of you. However, the spell is AP 2, and the Huskars have got a bit more armor. They are armor 4 up, so you've got 6s. Characters never die. We'll see. We'll see. Oh! So you've successfully rolled a 6 up armor save. Lucky 6, indeed. So just 1 die. 1 dies. Get him out of there. Come on.
Exactly.
There you go. Cool. So that is my magic phase.
All right, then. Chipping away at the...
Is it enough, though? I hear you ask.
Time will tell. Time will tell. What
Okay,
sucks is that
I
now
don't
there's
have a
no...
shooting phase.
Yeah, there's no shooting phase for you because they're locked in combat. Ouch.
No. So it is over to combat. So go on then, man of the match, Warg. I'm hoping for a bit of a whip here.
Yeah.
Over to you, Lucky-Sixes.
So actually, yeah, it's we can do all of the roll-offs again like that, but yeah, maybe he can try and give the phone call another go.
Okay.
All right, good.
His phone's died of battery now. Ask him if he knows it's the 21st century.
Sorry?
Ask him if he knows it's the 21st century with technology. Oh, okay, this is interesting. I think he's not rolled very well there. So 2 hits and only 1 wound.
Ouch. Well, which kind of
so I'll roll my aid.
means a rank though. No, ages. All right.
Aegis save first of all. Let's make his day. Oh, come on.
At least the rank.
Yeah,
At
this is
least the
normal. Yeah, so there goes my rank bonus. Yeah, so... Yep, so that's him gone. And I will attack back, of course. And now I've got to do ever so well. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Never mind then. I haven't mentioned that I haven't made an Aegis save yet. I'm saving it up for when it matters. And I've also failed to hit you, let alone wound you. So that's the end of that combat. So I lose by 1 because I lost 1 wound.
Yeah, exactly. So no rank, no charge. That's it.
Yeah.
So that means that you lose.
He's a nightmare, isn't he? He's an absolute nightmare.
He knows that like, he has the upper hand in that respect.
So there you go. I lose another him.
That's
I lost
a
2
nice
imps that time
lockout.
round, which is okay. I can manage that.
All right.
And that's the end of turn 2.
Indeed. So what do you suggest? It's like since the turn with the charges and everything. Well, no, he can do it. He can do it without the phone as well. Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. Should be able to do that as long as I'm following here. For example, like this. Yep. So this charge here is at.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah, 10.
Okay, he's going for it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I am demons. I have to hold. So, go for it. You only need a 6.
Yeah. 10.
Oh, of course. Lucky-Sixes can't hear me, can he?
Yeah, he cannot. That's why I'm typing in. Yeah.
I apologise. Yeah, I didn't realise that. I was talking away, and he can't hear what I'm saying. He kind of made that charge.
barely, barely with an 11.
Yeah.
All right. In.
Okay, so we're going to have that fight. We'll see if
Yeah.
numbers beats
It's
ability.
gonna happen. Also with the chief in front of your harbinger. All right, juicy. Yeah, I don't know how the Myrmidons
Asklanders are pretty
fare
good.
without the devastating charge. We're gonna find out. So these ones are instead in the Huskers are instead just moving, right? He just reformed.
Yes. Yep, looks like it.
All right, that's it. Good, yeah, I like that. So then magic phase. No, you can still cast something. Good. I want to shoot.
You want to
so
shoot.
I have to arc.
Okay, no, you... Yeah, because he hasn't got a musician. There's no musician in Quick Starter.
Wheeling. Yeah, right.
He's not going to be able to do that, is he? He's just reformed. He won't be able to shoot like that.
So usually the undo button should be able to put the Huskers in their position, but we have just found out that there's an interaction with the meter and with the special yellow meter, and we were discussing that with Lorenzo, and apparently that messes stuff up. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I'm prepared to say move them a bit. Oh, there you go. He's got it.
Yeah.
Got him back.
Yeah, that was the position anyway, because he was facing forwards just easily.
Yeah. There you go.
Good. This works. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, alright. Andreas is thinking about the Asklanders in the quick start, relatable to miniature from other companies on, like, you know, Northman inspired, reminding the cup that Lucky-Sixes was drinking from on 25mm basis. So yeah, usable. Okay. Reroll. Yeah, 6. All right, bring it on, man. Wow. Somebody's gonna have a magic face.
Yeah.
So 6 means an 8 versus 5 reactive dice. Yep.
Thank you. I was just about to write that in.
And now there's the moment of thinking.
Yeah. Do we have many people with us in the chat?
Not many, not many. What I see here, somebody is writing. But yeah, no, I think we have I don't know, half a dozen spectators.
Okay.
We're doing this for the
Hello, chat.
posterity.
You still with us?
All right.
3 dice from Evil Eye.
Evil Eye on dogs. Yeah, like it. 2, 6, 6, and you have 5.
Yeah, that's a problem. I believe I will. I will. You're gonna have 5 dice left. I will allow you to have that. Allowed.
Ah, yeah, alright, you can do it yourself. Yeah, I think can take care of the other chat
Talk.
in case. But yeah.
Okay. Come on. Ooh.
Doesn't look good.
It does not. Demons are dwindling. He does suffer a penalty at the end of the battle for his technology issues, doesn't he?
And also for the cocky attitude in general, and like, you know,
Absolutely.
smearing
This is
in
what I
your
have to deal
face.
with. This is what I have to deal with every time.
So this is hits with strength D6. So 3 hits, strength 5. Bam! Ugly stuff.
Yeah. he's wanted me to get on with it as well. There you go. I tried hard.
Ah. Alright, 2 die. Ouch.
Yeah. Not going well.
Uh.
There you go.
Well, actually, when removing units, you can models, you can remove them relatively freely. And I was wondering whether from the line of sight point of view might have been
true.
nice.
I believe I'm in the front of the Huskars anyway, and I turned down that charge when I had 5, so I probably wasn't going to be charging his front.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm probably not going to be doing it with a 3 anyway. As much as I am losing models left, right, and centre, it's you know. I believe Lucky-Sixes has 6 models shooting.
6.
Assuming they're within 8 inches, that is.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Well, actually, you also wait. The thing is that because you cannot shoot with the 4th and the 5th file, like, you know, the ones closer to the hill in the front rank. But there's the first 3. The Setken has no throwing weapons though, but the 4th in the 2nd rank is in line of sight actually. But or you're thinking about the range? Because the range is 8, so that's why you don't get the ones in the back rank actually. Yeah, all right. Okay.
Is it still only 2 ranks shooting though?
Yeah, because that's exactly. That's what I'm looking at right now. Actually, there's something that I wanted to do. I wanted to show in the video something about the manual itself. So I'm now scrolling to find the relevant page for shooting, and yeah. Actually, there's no mention of the 2nd rank only. So the idea is that you shoot with all of the ranks in the in the quick
Okay.
starter. Let me show you. Well, you won't be able to see this anyway, but the in
That's
the
fine.
video you're gonna see this in the video when it's up. And so in the shooting phase rules, you see that there's no difference between models in the first, second, or third rank, because units come with a fixed size anyway, and then that means that we can cost them accordingly without introducing it's just one rank, 2 ranks, or 3 ranks. And so that means that models in the third rank can shoot as well. Okay? So if I go back to the UB thingy, actually if you look at this with the line of sight tool, then you see that in the first rank, apart from the side cannon which cannot shoot, there's 1, 2 models only. In the second rank there's 1, 2, 3, 4, but not 5 for a matter of range, not for a matter of range and for a matter of 45 degrees. And then in the third rank there's 1, 2, 3, but this third is out of range. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Actually, you know,
I'll be delighted.
I need a refill too. Actually, I think that as soon as he manages to be back with the cell phone, if that's ever gonna happen, then I can go fix myself a drink too. Yeah.
Oh, you're taking one for the team there by hanging on for him. How optimistic are you?
I'm no.
He's gone. He's actually just gone to get himself a beer. He's making his way now.
Like, you know, while we're looking at the rules and doing the subbing and doing the all this kind of stuff, he just goes and pours himself a beer, and that's.
This is what he does in a normal battle. He just walks away. You don't know where he's gone, and then he just comes back and rolls 6s. So.
Like, you know, he just comes back and find the good news.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Okay. So he hit 3 times because he's hitting on 4s. He is strength 3, I believe. They don't suffer aim modifiers for long range or for moving cheating. Strength and AP as user. Interesting. So that is very useful for his throwing weapons. So he's actually strength 4 on the on those. My Hellhounds are res 4, so 1 wound, 4 Aegis. He agrees with me, good. So yeah. Now's the time.
All right.
Tables have turned.
Oh wait, that was shooting.
Okay, so that's shooting.
All right, shooting done. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we move to the juicy bit of the day. Warg.
Yeah, so it looks like he wants to attack with the Warg first, and that's a man of the match roll if ever I saw one. So he gets 1. My Imp is going to save it. Oh, he's not going to save it. That's a shame. The Imps are just fading away, aren't they? They really are not wanting this fight. So, of course, I'm down to 3 now, but I will attack back, see if I can actually do a sucker punch. There's 1 hit. Come on, I need a 6 to wound him. Oh, yes!
Done.
Brilliant. So we have drawn the combat because that's a wound to a Warg. When he realises he's got to get another beer. One wound. Okay, so Is he still in control? Yeah, he is still in control. He can have the wound.
Yeah.
So because we did 1 wound each, that is actually a drawn combat.
Brilliant.
So amazing, amazing. I'll take that very much so.
Yeah.
So I do not lose a further model because it was a draw. Next combat.
All right.
Of course, my plan to charge in the flank of the Warg has obviously been scuppered because the Myrmidons are now in a combat with the Asklanders.
Yeah.
I am agility 3, and the Asklanders are also agility 3. I don't believe there's any duels in quick starters, are there?
Well, there's the Harbinger who has agility 5. And there's no
yes.
duels.
No, sorry,
yeah,
yeah.
that's also what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. None of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, it's onto the characters' agility. Sorry, yeah. So both the characters are agility 5. So it's a matter of who wants to go first.
Yeah. Well, it's you usually do that turn based. So since it's his turn, then yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Which is why I'll gracefully let him go first.
So he has to declare where he
who is
wants
attacking.
to allocate the attacks.
Because my Myrmidons are res 3, whereas my Harbinger is res 4. Go for the throat. Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens.
Okay, so that's a good start. Excellent.
All right, now the
So,
Harbinger.
Harbinger will attack back. So with 3 attacks, I, however, am going to go for the Asklanders. I think.
With the
They're 4 up armor, so. In fact, the character. No, sorry. The character has a 4 up armor save and is res 4. Whereas the unit is res 3 and armor 1. So I'm going to go for the unit.
on the unit. So Harb on
Harbinger will attack the unit.
asks.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Put it in as well. Yep. Okay, so 3 attacks. And here's offensive skill 5 versus 4. So he hits with all 3. Wonderful.
All right.
And here's strength 5 versus res 3. So he's wounding on 2s. 2 wounds.
Has to be 1. So he has armor
Yeah, and I'm
1,
just checking my.
but you have armor.
Yes, but I am
2.
AP 2.
Yeah.
2. So 2 dead. Good start.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice turnaround for the characters. Over to Asklanders. Obviously, any casualties that. Oh, okay. So Lucky-Sixes is now asking, does the 3rd rank attack in Quick Starter, or is it just the 2 supporting attacks?
No 3rd rank.
Yeah. Thought as much. Yep. So it's as normal for Quick Starter combat. So 9 chaps.
Actually,
And of course, any that.
in the chat also made me notice that the throwing weapons have 2 shots each. So ideally the Huskers could throw like a crazy amount of shots there.
Wow.
But once again, this is something that we're gonna check again with the Asklanders list. So that's it's a bit too strong in my opinion to have 15 of those. So it's good that we overlooked that, but just for the sake of completeness.
Okay, we won't tell Lucky-Sixes.
Exactly. It's the last thing he needs to hear. He'll find out if he watches the video again. That's how we know if he watches the video after he played the game.
Absolutely.
Right. 7 hits. Ah, that's tough. All right. Wounding. And now it's 4.
Strength 4. So 4 wounds, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
Onto my Aegis. I roll 1 save. I was 3.
Wow.
So that was pretty good killing there.
Ah.
However, we attacked at the same agility, so those 3 models will attack.
Yeah, exactly. Since you have the same.
3 will attack back. So, obviously, because I didn't get much the charge off, I don't make any benefit from the devastating charge rule.
Yeah.
So I am limited to only strength 4, but we've got 9 backing back. Just I do have 1 attack each.
Well, the only thing is, oh yeah, 9. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, same.
Yeah, I haven't lost my character yet. If I'd lost the character, then I would have had
exactly
a guy in there. So 9, and I am offensive skill 5 versus his defensive skill 4, so I'm hitting on 3s. Ouch.
Ooh la 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 la.
Only 4. And I'm strength 4 versus his res 3, so I'm wounding on 3s. 4 hits, 3 wounds. AP, let's just check this. I'm AP 1. 1, so 3 dead. There you go. So I think I might have just done enough to win it.
Wow.
So 5 versus 3 in losses. And we both have 1 rank. It doesn't matter that I'm only 2 in that second rank. He's 3. You have charge.
Yeah.
To make it 5 versus 4. I believe that's it.
Yeah, that's the go for the throats kind of approach.
Demons win by 1.
Yep.
Yeah, demons win by 1. Delighted with that. Oh, look at that.
Oh, he really wants to stay.
There you go.
All right, you get to hack next turn too. Okay. Well, this is getting interesting because it's like he only
Certainly not over yet.
He only has 1 other turn, and we have to remember the 6 inches from the center objective type of game. So that's becoming interesting with Evil Eye, blah blah blah. Fun. I like this. All right, so third turn of second player charge phase, and that now interesting tactical shenanigans. Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm faced with is I've got 2 units locked in combat, so I can't move them. But I can move my Hellhounds. Trouble is, are they going to get absolutely destroyed by another round of throwing weapons to render their ability to get the centre objective. I mean, I've already established I can't charge them into the Huskarls, so I kind of don't really have a lot of choice. And I've got to bear in mind as well that they're suffering from Evil Eye. So, no charges. So we'll go on to movement, and I am, -4 advance rate, which takes me down to 12 inches advance rate. So, I'll go. Now, would you mind putting up the 6 inches from the centre
Yep.
tool that you had on, and just wheeling it horizontally? Or, yeah, about that. Yeah, there or thereabouts. Somewhere along there. Grand, thank you. I'm just going to move 3 inches there. And then 9 inches. Do you wheel the marker towards my hellhounds, please?
All right. Remove the tool. Sorry. No, rotate.
No,
the
just
tool.
wheel it towards rotate it towards the hellhounds if you wouldn't mind. There you go. So I'm slightly out at the moment, but I do have one more turn.
Yeah.
So I don't think with Evil Eye on, I couldn't have got them within it this turn, unless I'd moved a lot closer to the Huskarls, which I didn't really want to do.
Yeah.
He won't be able to wheel to shoot at me this turn, though. The only way he can get me is to reform, and that would be on his last turn.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So
in
that's
theory-
effectively countering the thing. This is one of the things. So since you don't have musicians, and since you don't have stand and shoot, this is one of the reasons why some things can be slightly overpowered, like the 2 shots on a combat unit, like the Huskars. So that's I think that's one of the reasons why we put them in with 2 shots. With the throwing weapons, because of this specific role that they have and the objective and everything, but we will consider that again. Nice, we get it. All right. So I guess that this ends the movement phase, right?
It does, yeah. So magic, and I believe I've got only 3 up to go for. So surely this is going to be a big phase. There you go, number 6.
Alright, bring it on. 6, 8 versus 5. Okay.
So, now I am interested in Dance Macabre this time round. I'm just checking Wrath of God within line of sight of the caster. So, even though my caster is in combat, forgive me for not looking at the rules myself, can he still cast that spell, or
Well,
am I unable to cast it in combat?
think no, it doesn't say that you cannot, but the models, his models are obscuring your line of sight in this corridor here. So my understanding is that this is what your remaining line of sight is, actually.
Yeah.
Right?
That's fine. That's what I was going to go for anyway. I'll try and deal some damage to the Huskarls. I suppose.
Sorry.
Can I hurt the units in combat? In quick starter?
Well, this is a ground spell, so the effect is going to be evaluated based on whatever is it that you manage to reach from the point where you cast the thing. So I'm guessing that if we can debate that, we can check that, like, you know, I think that there's going to be a comment
if I was to
anyway, so.
place, if I placed my marker there, for example, it's going to affect me as well, though. I do have to bear that in mind.
Well, I guess that if you roll a high number, then it can get here, for example, if you roll a 3, right?
Yeah, which I haven't done so far. Yeah. So, the thing is, I can hear you, Lucky-Sixes.
Oh, he's back!
I'm back, baby!
He is. Wait. Let me put the
Just in
webcam
time
back
to
on.
see your downfall.
He back.
Enjoy the next day. Me being on camera. Woo!
All right. And now, of course, something silly happened with the broadcasting software, so I'm gonna have to do a swap. You just keep on doing your stuff while I shuffle you guys around.
No problem. Well, Lucky-Sixes, what I was literally just discussing was can I cast my damage spell to affect units in combat? And the conclusion was that I can because it's a ground spell.
Okay, yeah, cool.
But I need to bear in mind that if I roll high on the range, I'm also affecting my own units, which is written into the spell. So I've positioned the marker so that I'm more than 4 inches away from my Myrmidons.
Yeah.
And likewise, I haven't measured it for the other guys actually.
Are you more than 2 inches away from my guys though? Because that'll if you roll double ones again.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to take that risk, basically.
I wouldn't take it, man. Not the way you're rolling.
No, exactly. I know. So there you go. I'm now placed.
Good leadership check, by the way.
Yeah,
Great
thanks for
discipline.
that, yeah. All right. We've moved on from that.
Good.
So if I roll a 3, I'll hit your units. If I roll a 5, I'll hit mine. But a 4 will not hit mine. Okay. That's of course if I actually manage to cast the spell in the first place. So you know, all of that discussion. I need a 9+. I'm going to roll 4 dice. Boom, there you go.
Nice.
It was 8 versus 5, so I'm down to 4 dice after this.
Well, I'll bite.
You're worried about that one. Okay.
Oh, made it by 1. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's usually the way this works. Okay, great.
I'm not
so
even been arguing.
No, because it's the truth.
Yeah.
So, I need a 5 up to cast Dance Macabre. So I'm going to just roll 3 dice for this and hope UB doesn't come into factor. There you go. So I've rolled Dance Macabre on the Hellhounds. I should have probably.
But there's only a problem with this, and if you look at the infos for Dance Macabre, you'll find.
Yeah, I am out of range.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, so Dance Macabre is only 12 inches. That's fine.
You know, the 5th
massively
dice would
change
have given you a miscast anyway, so that's fine. That's okay. You did the right thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, I'd have rolled a 3rd 6, wouldn't I? So, yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah, so that's end of magic phase. No problem. There is no shooting. So we're on to combat again.
All right.
Man of the match.
Magic done. No shooting. Combat. Who starts?
No, I'm not going to go man of the match. I'm going to go with the other combat to kill off your general.
Nice.
Make him
What?
run for that. Yeah, he's running.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Warg has discipline 6, so yeah, I get the point.
Yeah.
Nice.
So another discussion we had when you were unable to hear us, Lucky-Sixes, was that the agility, if it's equal, it goes with the person whose turn it is, basically. So we'll switch it around for both our units this time round.
Okay. But I would still get to attack.
Actually, I have to say, this is something that's not written in the rules, but it's rather something that I usually do when I play, but maybe it clarifies things, so maybe we should put that in the rules, actually, because it removes, like,
it's kind of a house rule, isn't it? It makes sense, but...
yeah, make it easy. That'd be really good.
Yeah. So I'll start off with Maharbinger with 3 attacks. He's going to attack the Asklanders again. I'm not worried about the character, I'm just going for the kills.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've done what you did last time, though.
Ooh.
So I'm hitting on 3s, so I've only got 1 hit. But I do wound, and that is a kill. That's 1 less kill, 1 less attack for your unit. Over to your character.
Well, I'll do the same then, sir, as we're going that way. And
you've realised the error of your ways.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what you get for being wise. Never do that
Yeah.
again. It doesn't suit you. Who says that role playing
Brilliant.
doesn't
Love it.
reward you?
I'm only using him for discipline anyway, so it's fine.
Well, we'll see about that. Okay, so on to my unit. So we're actually, you were talking about strength in numbers, Lucky-Sixes. We're actually 6 versus 6 now. How's that feeling for you?
That's what I need. That's
So,
what I need. As long as I need, we're good.
good stuff. So 6 attacks from my Myrmidons, hitting on 3s. So that's 4. And I'm wounding on 3s. So 3, perfectly.
All right.
As you would like. Great. 3 dead Asklanders.
Oh, but they all attack.
But they all
Yes.
attack, indeed.
Yeah.
Same
Right,
agility
let's go.
attack.
Oh, very good.
Ooh.
Oh,
This is wonderful.
What the hell is this?
you beat. Right, so 3 from my lot die. Okay.
Yeah. And of
No
course,
way.
no dead demons.
No
Ah.
way.
Right, so
Adding
I'll
in
roll
insult to
number 1,
damage.
please. Ah,
Uh-oh. See you later, boys.
Ouch. That sounds kind of ugly. Ouch.
yeah. Right, so do I run?
Well,
Yep.
as soon as Hyper G decides whether he wants to pursue, which
I think I will be pursuing.
which I think
Yes,
yeah.
as you're
Right,
as
so-
your north facing the other way.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
I'll be
flee
pursuing.
this distance. Ooh, yeah.
Hmm.
Good roll. Good roll. Oh.
No way! This lost
well.
combat
Gets me a bit
transformed
nearer.
your unit into a scoring unit. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So go.
Right.
I'll turn around.
Please do. If you rally and I now don't make this charge,
Actually,
I'm gonna rally.
can I make a suggestion? Actually, I think that the best thing in this case is just to place a unit of 4 Asklanders here,
Okay.
like that, on top of yours,
go
and
ahead.
then you can lock the movement, and then you can move by the distance that you've rolled, like so. Right?
That's
Okay.
a really good idea.
And put it on top of those with the character, because otherwise the unit is gonna be in the way, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. So I can put a marker here. Yeah, exactly.
I'll move to you. So it's there, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Right. And I will stumble 2 inches after you.
Hmm.
Brilliant. Okay. So that is that combat, leaving the Warg
I'm a match, right?
without his jet.
He doesn't need a general. He's going to do 4 wounds this turn, for sure.
Okay.
So me first.
Yes, you are higher agility.
Oh yes.
Ooh,
Oh yes. Strength 5, res 2.
Oh, that's one.
At least it's a wound. At least it's a wound. This is it.
Yeah. So 2 attacks back. Hitting on 4s. No, don't bother. So I lose by 1 this time again, but I'm still alive, keeping you in place for your last turn,
Yeah.
which is possibly crucial.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. This
That's
was
the end of my turn. That was my turn.
yeah. So this is the last
On to
Asklanders
Yeah.
turn. Yeah, this was a very nice phase actually. It was good to have you back on chat because a lot of stuff happened here. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a shame I didn't
So-
catch those Asklanders.
It's not a shame. Not a shame at all.
I
actually-
think it
it's-
is a
It's
huge shame.
the focus of the battle. Right.
Okay.
So we are on to charges.
Mm-hmm.
I don't click it because I can't. So
No.
I will simply reform, like so. Oh no, it's rally fleeing, isn't it? Rally fleeing first. So
No, wait.
Rolling 2
You
dice.
have your No, actually, the thing is that first thing is the charge phase, but
so I've
nothing
got
happens
no charges.
in the charge phase, and
And
then you
then-
have the rally, right? Not the fleeing.
Rally. So forget that I've done that, although that's what I'm doing.
All right.
In fact, no, I will do. Forget that I've done this.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't done it. Haven't done it yet. Simply haven't done it. Right, and we're on to rally fleeing. Oh God!
I forgot you did
Lucky
that.
Sixes.
Lucky Sixes.
There he
So
is.
we run 7.
All right.
So
Interesting.
Yeah. So fleeing units do not count as scoring, and but you know it's nice if they are in the way of the movement.
yeah, that is.
Oh,
It
great.
is somewhat nice. So we are on to remaining moves. So I've got to rethink this.
No, leave him there. It's fine.
Yeah. What are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll definitely turn around like this then. To do that. Okay. We are on to magic, I believe.
All right. Over
Mhm.
it.
I've had that.
I think.
Yeah.
Reroll.
4.
4. Yeah, that's good. I'll take that. Exactly what I needed. So 6 versus 5. I will do. What's relief? Evil Eye first,
Mm-hmm.
of which it only needs a 5. So I will use 2 dice because I'm a risky mofo. Ah!
Oh my god.
Okay. And that takes me on to my last spell, and the better one, Hand of Heaven. There's no fizzle, is there?
That's no fizzle. No.
No.
Okay. So we're on to Hand of Heaven.
Oh,
Much better.
Lord.
Much better.
I
This
like
is what I'm
that.
talking
19. All right.
On your imps, are they? No, not imps. Myrmidons.
Myrmidons.
Yep.
I had 5 dice to attempt to beat that. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Attempt and fail.
Oh.
Well, it
yes.
wasn't a bad effort.
Yes. So
Not
it's
bad.
17 against 19. It's in.
Yeah.
Right, so this many hits. Lucky 6s.
All
I'll
right.
take that. I'll take that.
All right.
And this strength. Yeah, okay, yeah,
All
average. So we are strength 4, res 3.
Yeah.
Yep. Brilliant.
Right, 1
He did
through
die,
though.
though.
It's the most important wound.
Yeah.
Which leaves
Ah,
us
yeah,
on
wound
to
one.
combat.
Single combat. Surely.
Ah.
There-
Kill him off.
Because I can't shoot because I've reformed, as we've already discussed earlier on.
Yeah.
So, combat. Over to me. This is it. This is it. No more ones. Yeah.
Bam.
Triple sixes. Oh, I really tried.
Ooh.
Oh, wow,
He
look
tried.
at that. All right.
So he is dead.
Did his job though. Stayed alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Up to the very end. Look at that.
I
Yeah,
believe
it actually
I'm immune to panic.
prevented the warg from scoring. Yeah, that's great.
Hmm.
So you would have to do a
he did well.
Yeah.
panic test for the destroyed unit within 6, but you're demonic, so you don't really care about that. That's cool.
I don't care. Those imps are there to die. Yeah, great. So this is... Oh my goodness, I'm not good at tactical last turns. So the warg is out of the picture, obviously.
Yeah.
In quick
Man
start
of the match,
rules and shush you.
I think we can all agree.
I didn't heckle you in your turn. You be quiet now. This was much better when you cut his microphone off.
Yeah, guys,
press
I
that
have to
button
admit,
get rid
it's
of
like
him again.
we faked like a connection problem. It was just Hyper G sending me a private text on
Yeah.
my mobile phone saying, "Can you pretend that it was just disconnected?"
Yeah. Could you press the button again? Get rid of him because he's distracting me.
It's good to be the host
So,
of the show.
Absolutely. So my options really are: do I go for the middle and just make it 1-1 and draw the middle, and I believe then we'd be on a count up of points to determine who won. Is that right, or would we just declare it a draw?
Well, no, if it's 1-on-1, it's gonna be a draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's that as an option. Now, bearing that in mind, if I were to do that, then I need to figure out, can I get the Hellhounds within the range of the centre? And I believe, would you mind putting the marker up again for the centre?
Yeah. Actually, this is something that you can do as well. You click on the meter and then you just place the 12 inches meter and then you rotate it. I guess that you can rotate it even if I place it,
Oh, yeah.
then you can rotate it too.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, exactly.
So, interestingly, if I put the meter there, now if I were to charge the Hellhound into the side of the Asklanders, you have to flee, but my charge would take me sort of in that direction,
Yeah.
which is crucially the direction I want to be in order to get within the scoring side of things. So I don't actually need to do this charge and deal with the Huskarls in order to win, is what I'm concluding. Is anyone disagreeing with me?
You're not charging
because-
him. Oh man.
Well, there's two ways of looking
don't-
at it. There's a way of
If it helps, I don't get a stand and shoot reaction.
that does help in my decision. But so it's over to our glorious host, really. Are we looking for a glorious last turn combat, or are we looking at Hyper G just trying to win?
I cannot answer that question.
Okay, well, considering on Proxy Table Gaming YouTube channel, Hyper G never wins. I'm just going to take it this time. I'm sorry, Lucky-Sixes. I'm taking this one.
Oh man. Think of the fans.
Yep.
Think of the fans.
The fans are willing a Hyper G victory for this one. So the demons are going to be totally cowardly. And I'm going to do exactly what I said. I'm going to move. So the Hellhounds are charging the flank of the. We've got to play it out. The Asklanders. So flee away, Lucky-Sixes.
Flee, flee, flee.
Oh, I'm going to catch you as well. Interesting. Yep.
So I will turn 3 inches. So we want to, as we suggested before, we have place these guys down and put them on a marker. We turn them away from the other unit, and then we move them a whopping, what was it, 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
So there.
And of course, I have caught you.
You have.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going 7 inches, but it's enough with my additional movement. So I mean, I'm going to stop there because that's all I effectively need to do. I'm going to munch away on them, and I'm within the centre scoring area. And then, of course, I'll move on to my remaining moves. And you didn't manage to cast Evil Eye because you only used 2 dice. So march 10. So I don't care. Oh, well, I'll march 7 just because I don't need to march 10. There you go. Into the middle. And I'll claim that objective as well with 2 scoring units. So it's all mine.
Nice. Done. Do you wanna have a last magic phase anyway, you know, just for the fun
Yeah, absolutely.
of it?
Let's
just
just
like
make sure I don't miscast, shall we? So
5.
I've got 5. But
Good.
how many dice is that?
7 versus 5.
7 versus 5. So I mean, really, I shouldn't risk triples.
Come on, for the viewers.
To be fair, I can't panic. So even if I lose my general, my Myrmidon is still a scoring unit in the middle. So it's not like anything bad can happen from doing this. So we will do 3
It's
dice.
interesting that you're thinking about doing Dance Macabre on your wolves to get them out of the 6-inch. I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing now. 3 dice, Dance Macabre, triple 3. Oh yes. You knew it.
Yeah, you can have it.
I like
Thanks so
this.
much. Right, so now,
Thank you for
Yeah.
showing us what happens with a miscast.
yeah, too right. That was exactly what I was doing. So Dance Macabre means I can move the Hellhounds. Assuming I'm within 12 inches, I think I am. Am I within 12 inches?
Yeah, you have the meter
Did I
for
do
the.
that? Sorry. Yeah, I am easily. I'm not still up to speed with the.
You have this meter
the
here.
line of sight thing.
anyway.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Cool. So, I mean, I'm just gonna 12 inches. Wheel. I'll just do that. I don't need to move them, so they'll just move 3 inches. It would have just made it look aesthetically a bit nicer if I'd wheeled all the way around.
miscast.
But yeah, a miscast. Oh right, I was getting that. There you go.
Oh. So you can remove the spell
No, on a
from
roll.
the field. Yeah, for the remainder
Cannot
of the
cast
game.
miscast spell. Yep, it's gone. Dance
Right.
Macabre. There it was. It's gone. Okay, which leaves me with 4 dice against your 5. So, you know, what can go wrong? I'll do the other spell, Wrath of God.
No chance, mate. No chance.
Nope.
Legicky-Sixes
So that's
is against
magic
that.
spell.
I mean, I was also gonna ask, it's like, where were you planning on putting that anyway? Because it has to be in line of sight, so it has to be like something around here. Ah, okay, that might have worked. Yeah. Because it had to be on top of the hill. That's what I mean.
I would have placed it. I'll tell you where I would have placed it.
Yeah.
I would have placed it. Wait for it. I would have placed it over here.
Just to make this last phase count to the utmost.
Absolutely.
All right,
Yep.
guys.
So
So
that's my magic. Shooting, there is none, and combat, there is none.
all right.
I'm sorry for the lack of combat on the last turn, but
Bam.
that's it.
Bam. And you know, it's a game decided at the very last turn, and there's only one scoring unit of, like, you know, 3 dudes making the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the warg would have, like, you know, changed the course of the game, and you had, like, you know, one more turn. So it was close in the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good game.
If the imps hadn't have held the warg up so long, then I could have been in trouble.
But doing killing the warg off early doors, that really helped you. So
yeah,
fair play.
Yeah, 2 wargs into that combat, the imps would have been gone.
So well played. Should we handshake?
Yeah, I'll definitely handshake. Yeah, well played. Well
yeah,
played,
I know. I'm sorry, Andreas. I save it all for physical dice. You see, on UB, anything could happen. Anything.
You know, UB is an excellent tool, but nobody ever said that it's going to work as in real life, like, ever. It's like, we know that differences happen.
Lucky ones, yeah.
Now, everybody's going to want to play a game against Lucky-Sixes.
Yeah, I know.
I think the Asklanders
need to go back to
the training.
As long as I don't have to use a computer or a phone, it's fine. I'll play you.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no,
I think it was too much beer.
It's true that this computer thing, like, you know, can be a nuisance, but I mean, after all, even with the cooling issues and the phone battery issues, like, it looked like everything was against us, but we managed to make a 2.5-hour long live stream with, like, you know, lots
Absolutely.
of
It's PTG's first live stream.
Nice, this is great. I mean, it's my first live stream as well, and I think that this is the first live stream for the 9th Age as well. So it's PTG and me and the Quick Starter and the 9th Age. It's a night of firsts, and so the 3 people who were in the chat, like, you know, they're gonna have something.
It's the first time I've actually rolled a 1 as well, so it's a big night of firsts.
It's like all of the 3 people that were, like, you know, following the live stream will have something to tell their grandchildren.
Yeah.
That they were there in this night of first. Okay. Well, I mean, thanks a lot for joining for the game, and I am thinking that when the video gets uploaded, you're gonna get the chance to let the video scroll through and possibly do screenshots, which means that, like, you know, in case there's some moments you want to discuss and doing, I don't know, we call it a post-mortem in our domain, where, like, you know, the meeting is done, but people are still talking about the meeting and over-analyzing the crap out of it. So that's...
I'll be talking about it for years.
In the Chronicles. Alright, guys.
Yeah, the Chronicles of Hyper G.
Yeah. Well, we'll certainly be, like, talking about it. We'll do a post-mortem video on our channel as well. So we'll have a bit of a chat about it. I won't let it lie.
No, you won't.
So I look forward to the comment video, and, like, you know, even at some point maybe somebody's gonna watch the video offline after the live stream, come with comments. So Andreas, for example, already gave us this interesting food for thought about the 2 shots, and yeah, that's the...
I think Lucky-Sixes might have missed that, actually, because he was offline when we were talking about that. I don't know if you wanted to update him.
Sorry?
That's all right. I'll watch the video anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a 2.5-hour long video, so it's gonna be, like, taxing from that point of view. By the way, thanks to the viewers who did that. You watched your first game of the 9th Age? Really? That's your first game? I'm honored. That's yet another first. That's amazing. Night of first.
Awesome.
Lovely.
Oh.
Oh, welcome to the party then.
Yeah, great.
All right. So thanks for everything. We managed to finish before midnight in my time zone, at least. So that's a plus too.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Maybe next week is gonna bring us another game. We should make this like you know, like a resident kind of thing. Like every week you get your doses of Quick Starter for people who kind of need that. All right.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you for having
us.
Some more peas though. I have to buy some more peas to fill my freezer for my laptop, you know.
Yeah,
Make sure it doesn't.
It's equipment needed for playing a game of the 9th age. You think that ice is for this kind of usage, but no, it's just a bed under the laptop. All right. Well, guys, thanks again for playing with us tonight, and I'll see you on the fire. I'll be bothering you all with announcements for the next events, and we're gonna look for what happens on your channel too. All right.
Thank you very much. And bye, everyone.
See you later.
Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you. Ciao.